I thought I had found it. You know, that once-in-a-lifetime, movie script kind of love. She was everything. Kind, incredibly funny, and just beautiful. The first time we met was at a friend's party. It was crowded and loud, but when she smiled at me from across the room, it was like everything else just faded away. It was a smile that felt familiar, like she already knew me. We ended up talking for hours that night about everything and nothing. From that moment on, we were inseparable. It became our routine. A good morning text was the first thing I saw when I woke up, and our nightly calls were the last thing I heard before I fell asleep. We built our own little world, filled with inside jokes and silly little moments that meant the world to me. We weren't just dating, we were planning a life together. I told her things I'd never told anyone. I trusted her completely, with every single part of myself. I genuinely believed she was my person. And then there was my best friend. We grew up together, literally since we were kids playing in the dirt. He wasn't just a friend, he was my brother. We had been through everything side by side. So, when I introduced him to her, it felt like the most natural thing in the world. My two favorite people, finally meeting. And they hit it off instantly. At first, I was so happy about it. I loved that they got along so well. The three of us would hang out all the time. It felt like I had the perfect little team, my own perfect little world. We were this unbreakable trio, sharing stories, making memories. I thought, this is it. This is happiness. Looking back now, maybe they got along a little too well. But then, things started to shift. It was subtle at first, almost unnoticeable. I started to feel like a third wheel in my own relationship. She started laughing a little harder at his jokes than at mine. I'd catch them sharing these little glances, these inside moments that I wasn't a part of. Their phones were constantly buzzing with texts from each other, even when we were all together. Sometimes, I'd walk into a room, and they would suddenly go quiet, their conversation stopping abruptly. It planted a seed of doubt in my mind. A little voice in the back of my head whispered that something was off, that something wasn't right. But I pushed it down. I didn't want to be that jealous, insecure boyfriend. I convinced myself I was just imagining things, overthinking every little detail, letting my own fears get the better of me. I told myself to trust them. After all, this was the woman I loved and my best friend. That gut feeling, the one I tried so hard to ignore, it just kept getting stronger. There were more late-night work calls for her, and more times he was too busy to hang out. But their stories never quite seemed to line up. The air between us grew thick with unspoken words. The easy laughter we once shared felt forced, strained. I felt like I was walking on eggshells, afraid to ask the questions that were screaming in my mind. I started feeling distant from both of them, like I was on the outside of a secret club. Every time they were together, a knot would form in my stomach. I was losing them, and I didn't even know why. I tried to bring it up once, gently. I asked if everything was okay between us, if I had done something wrong. She just smiled, kissed my cheek, and told me I was being silly and that she loved me. I wanted to believe her. I really wanted to. One evening, everything came crashing down. We were just having a quiet night in. She said she was going to take a quick shower. She left her phone face up on the couch next to me. A few minutes later, the screen lit up. A notification popped up, and I saw his name. My heart dropped. I told myself not to look. Don't do it, I thought. You trust her, you trust him. But I couldn't stop myself. It was like my body moved on its own. My hand reached out, and I picked up the phone. I didn't even mean to unlock it, but my thumb just swiped, and it opened. I wish it hadn't. What I saw shattered my entire world in an instant. It wasn't just one message, it was threads. Conversations stretching back for months. They were messages that were flirty, then intimate, then explicit. They were photos. Photos of them together. In places I didn't recognize. On days they told me they were busy. There were plans to meet up. secretly, behind my back. They had been seeing each other for months. Every excuse, every lie, every moment of doubt I'd ever had, it all crashed down on me at once. They weren't just talking, they were living a second life, a life that I was completely excluded from. I felt like I was going to be sick. The phone felt like it weighed 1,000 pounds in my hand, and my fingers went numb. My hands started shaking so violently I could barely hold it. My heart was pounding in my chest, so hard I thought it was going to break through my ribs. I couldn't breathe, the air was gone. It felt like the room was closing in on me, the two most important people in my life. My best friend, the man I considered a brother, and her, the woman I was building my future with. The betrayal was so deep, it felt physical. It was a pain I had never experienced before. It was like being stabbed in the back by two people at the same time. The trust I had given them so freely was completely and utterly destroyed. I just sat there, frozen on the couch, staring at the screen. I don't know how long I was there. It could have been minutes. It could have been an hour. All I could hear was the sound of the shower running and the blood rushing in my ears. I reread the messages over and over, hoping I had misunderstood, hoping it was some kind of sick joke. But it wasn't. The proof was right there, glowing in the dark. Then I heard the water turn off. My stomach twisted into a knot. I knew she was about to walk back into the room. A million thoughts raced through my head. Should I scream? Should I cry? Should I just leave? I placed the phone back on the cushion, exactly where she had left it. I needed to see her face. I needed to see if she could lie to me one more time. A few moments later, she walked out of the bathroom, wrapped in a towel, her hair dripping. She had a relaxed, happy smile on her face, a smile that made my blood run cold. She looked at me and said something like, "Hey, you okay? You look pale." She had no idea that I knew. She had no idea that her perfect, secret world was about to implode. I just looked at her, my expression blank. I let the silence hang in the air for a moment, letting her smile falter as she realized something was wrong. My voice was quiet, hoarse, but it cut through the silence like a knife. I looked her straight in the eye and asked one simple question. How long? The color drained from her face. Her smile vanished. She froze, her eyes wide with panic and fear. She opened her mouth to speak, but no words came out. She didn't have to say anything. Her silence was the confession. Her reaction told me everything I needed to know. In that single, terrifying moment of silence, I knew everything we had, everything I thought we had, was a lie. My life, as I knew it, was over. Everything was about to change forever. I had no idea what she would say next, what excuse or lie she would try to spin, but I knew I had to stay. I had to hear it. This story ain't over yet, to be continued. If you've ever felt betrayed or heartbroken, know that you are not alone. It can feel like your world is ending, but healing is possible. It's so important to talk to someone, a friend, a family member, or a professional. Taking care of your mental health is a sign of strength. Thank you for listening to my story. If this resonated with you, please subscribe and hit the notification bell for the next part. Your support means the world to me.